Hi everyone, it's Bethany. Welcome back. In this video, I am going to be creating with Spellbinders January stamp and die of the month. It is gorgeous. So we're going to go ahead and create with this today. I am lucky enough to be able to do their stamp and die of the month with them this year. They went ahead and sent me this product and we're going to create with this. So I love this because it has the coordinating die, and you know that I love the coordinating die. I am not a fan of fussy cutting at all. I love that beautiful pressed edge of the coordinating die, and I also love that it is quick and easy. So again, Spellbinders sent this over. This is going to be the January stamp and die of the month, and I am so excited to start creating with this. I'll go ahead and link their subscription down below in the description box in case you would like to sign up, and I'm really excited to see what the stamp and die of the month is going to be each month this year. So this will be super fun. All right, let's go ahead and start by I am thinking, now I haven't even opened these yet, but I'm thinking what I want to do is I want to emboss. So I'm going to do some heat embossing. I am going to use my mini Misti. And I think what I'll do is actually play around. I grabbed a beautiful piece of just a fresh mint color, and I will link all the supplies that I'm using as always down in the description box below, but I'm going to trim this down, and I think I really want to play with this. Now, let me hold this up. The reason why I am really excited about this particular stamp set is that I love the sentiments. First of all, the florals are gorgeous, but the sentiments, you brighten my day, thinking of you, hello friend. I love how universal that is because I feel like some of my cards have a specific occasion that I'm creating them for, and I love that these can just be pulled for just about any reason, and I want to have more cards like that in my craft space because I find that when I'm needing a card, it's something with that it just has more of a hello, how are you type of sentiment, right? So I love this. So let me go ahead and trim this paper down. I want to keep each and every bit of this because it's so pretty. So I'm going to trim just a little bit down. Okay, I have my Versamark ready. I also turned this around because I like my door on the right side. I'm not sure why. I don't know if it's because I'm right-handed and I just feel better about it. So let's go ahead and grab this little floral. I think that's so pretty. I'm going to set it here, and I'm hoping I can turn and do the reverse as well. And giving myself, I'm going to tilt that just a bit. I want to give myself enough room for the die. I may have trimmed that a little small, but we'll see. There's always more. Right? There's always more. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and just prime this a little bit. It's brand new once again. And I feel like it's been said, right, that Versamark really kind of helps to prime the stamps as well, or the act of this kind of gluey texture does. Okay, let me make sure I have my embossing powder ready. Okay, so we are all ready to go. I am going to really quickly get my anti-static powder. Now that I think about it, I have not done heat embossing in quite a few cards. I mean, I think I created, oh my, how many cards did I do for Christmas? And I didn't do any heat embossing, so I am excited. Whoop, not that yet. I'm excited to play around again with it, but that means I need to remember all of the steps. Okay, getting my Versamark down, and I have my stamp pressure tool, just like that. Okay. Oh, that looks really good. I'm going to double because that looks really good though. I'm just a nervous Nelly. This is going to be so fine and intricate, I can just tell. Okay, let me double stamp. Sorry about my heater. We are freezing. It is a cold time of year. Beautiful winter. So this nice floral card, Oh, so pretty. Worth the double stamp. This nice floral card is very welcomed. Now, I am actually going to heat emboss this and then do the other side. I just am more comfortable that way. And I'm going to grab my paper. And I'm going to grab my embossing powder. And this is a fine detail white. It's very tiny in text, very fine in detail in text, but fine detail white, which is going to matter here because I also got these cute little grabbies. It's going to matter here because this design and this stamp is so intricate. Do you see how fine that is? Oh, it's just so pretty. Okay, so I went and got these grabbies. I'm gonna just call them little grabby hands. Aren't they cute? I got them because I wanted to protect my little fingers during embossing. Okay, a little bit more here, a little bit more there. I think we should be pretty good. Okay, there we go. I'm going to clean up just a little bit. I'm going to grab my, well, it really is a makeup brush, but it's just a fine angled makeup brush. I got it at Dollar Tree, and I got it because it was fine and intricate, but also look at the cute little pink tip. I know, right? So cute. Okay, I'm just going to wipe away, or brush away really, any little bit. There's one little spot I would like to see improve. There we go. There we are. Okay, now it looks good. I really don't need these grabbies right now because I don't have any heat involved, but let's just enjoy them. Okay, let's put this away for now because I'm going to do this again 2 times, and I think you'll see why in a minute. But let's grab the little grabby hands. I'm going to let this heat up, and then I'm going to emboss. Okay, how pretty is that? Isn't that beautiful? And the reason why I kind of wanted to do the heat emboss route is because I feel like the results are so pretty, but also because the intricacy of this stamp, I was just a little intimidated to color on it, right? I was thinking those are some tiny spots. It's still doable, and I think it would be super fun, but I thought, let's heat emboss. That would be really, really fun as well. Okay, let me bring my Misti back in, and I'm going to do this way. Now I'm just going to test this, right? I'm just going to test it to see if I have enough room, and if not, I do not. Okay, no problem. I can save each and every little bit, but I'm going to grab another piece of my beautiful cardstock, and I'm going to do the exact same thing. So I'll stamp it, and I will put the powder on and heat emboss it, and then we will have 2 of these. So let me do that real quick, and then we'll continue on. Okay, I have this ready to heat emboss, but before I do, I have some embossing powder that's sprinkled on my mat, and one thing I love to keep around is this little vacuum. Mostly I use it for glitter, which does not enter into the scene quite often in my craft room because it makes me anxious, but it's really good for embossing powder as well. So I'm going to go ahead and clean this up. And then we are good to go. Okay, now let's heat, and we'll be all set with our second beautiful image. Okay, we are all set. Now I can open, and I believe these come in a variety of colors, so if pink is not your jam like it very much is mine, you can find some other colors that fit your little craft space aesthetic for you. Okay, so we have, this is obviously for the big one. We have one for the sentiments. Let's see which sentiment because that will probably be the one I go with, quite honestly. Pretty. Okay, I think it's the Hello Friend, which I love. I love. So that'll be the one we go with because I just love a coordinating die. Okay, so let's put this back, and I am going to position this pretty. Now, do I have enough room? I got a little close, but I have enough. Thank goodness. Okay, grabbing my pink tape, and I'm going to position that. Oops, sorry. I'm going to position that just so, and then I will run it through my Gemini. Okay, I think I like the positioning there. I'm going to add one more piece of tape just because I want to make sure that that looks really nice. And I'll tell you why. It's because on colored cardstock, I'm going to end up putting this on a white background panel is what I think I'm going to do. So I want to make sure that that shadow layer looks really nice, or that outline looks really, really nice, because I think if not lined up nice, it may be a tad obvious, a little bit more obvious than it would if just doing it on white. Okay, it's on my plates, or in between my plates, and let's send this first one through. Okay, let's see. Gently with the tape, and I'm going to keep this right to the side because I'm going to turn around and reuse it on my next one. Oh goodness. And the lineup was really, really well done there. Isn't that pretty? There you go. You can see a little bit better there. I think that is so pretty. And so again, since I'm going to be putting this on a white background, I feel like just taking your time to really line up that die around is going to really, really be beneficial, because I think it'd be a tad obvious if you got it a little misaligned. Not the end of the world, because card making is about having fun, but if there was any time to slow down for the card making process, I think lining up the coordinating die is where I usually just take my time. Okay, here's my next one. Oh, so pretty. Oh my gosh, I love them. So now I'm going to see if I can. I want to cut at least 2 additional layers, and I'm going to, oh yeah, I have plenty of room. I'm going to use this leftover. I want to use every bit and piece here. I want to really add some thickness to these. I think it would be so pretty. So I'm going to cut out, I think I'm going to do 3 per floral arrangement. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and cut 6 more, just plain ones. Okay, because those will bump it up in the end. Okay, so as you can see, I use every bit of paper that I can, especially when I have super nice and pretty cardstock. Okay, let's remove this, and now we get to play around with glue. So I'm going to just pull some of this Barely Art glue, because what I want to do, and again as a reminder, I have my heat embossed piece, and then let me move this little guy. He likes to steal focus. Okay, so I have my heat embossed piece, and then I have 3 additional layers. So I'm just going to start stacking those up, and we're going to get a beautiful, beautiful, thick and almost chipboard-like image. Okay, so I'm just going to go through, and I'm going to use liquid glue. You can absolutely use the glue of your choice. And I'm just going to simply layer. I like the liquid glue for stacking. Not all the time, right? There's always exceptions to every rule, and there's always exceptions to every preference. But I like that it gives you some time to wiggle into place, and I feel like I get more successful, I guess, when I just have a little more wiggle time. So I'm going to continue on. I'm going to stack all these up, and I'm just going to warn you, these look so neat when stacked. It's just so buttery and it's lovely. It's one of my love languages. If they had to make another love language, mine would be a very thickly stacked die cut. Okay, while that is drying, now this is exactly what I was hoping, is that we would take on more of a rectangular shape. I think that is so pretty, because then we could even do more of a square shape too, depending on just how you want to connect it. But I thought it would be a really pretty frame for our little Hello Friend border. So I'm gonna let that just set up. And what I wanna do next is I'm gonna bring my stamps back in, as well as my Misti. I'm gonna grab the little Hello Friend, and I think I'm gonna do some heat embossing, but this time I'm going to do a gold. I think that will be really pretty, and I'm gonna do it on a white cardstock. And I just think that that's just gonna be way too gorgeous. So let me take this off. Okay, set that to the side, and we will grab Hello Friend. And I will grab some cardstock, and we will repeat our whole embossing process, but just with a little bit different materials. Okay, here is some white. And sorry for my kind of a froggy throat. You know, 'tis the season for the sniffles. 'Tis the season. It's just the way it goes, especially if you have school-aged kiddos. I feel like everyone brings it home and we're just sniffling and having fun. Okay, so we got our embossing powder. We are all set to go. So grabbing Versamark, get that all ready. Grabbing my stamp pressure tool. And just because, I'll double. And press that back down. Okay. Now try not to press extremely hard, just because of the delicate nature of the design of these stamps, right? Everything is very thin lined, so pretty. But I'll grab my catch paper. Again, I'm going to do an ultra fine embossing powder, this time in gold, and I'm not sure if that's the exact color. I think it's just gold. Okay. And I'll pour this one on. Oh, that's going to be so pretty. So pretty. And there's going to be still some more elements to this card that I think are going to just really, really bring it on home. Okay, so again, I'm just going to take my time and brush away any excess. I want a nice clean, oh, I got my letter. Let me just mend that. Okay. Okay, time well spent, because a nice clean powder is going to make for a very nice and crisp embossed look. Okay, all done. Kept my mat clean this time, and let's heat this up. It's gonna be so pretty. I love it already. That is way pretty. Isn't that pretty? I love it. Okay, now pink tape once more, and a little warpage, right, from the heat emboss, but I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to run it through, obviously, with the coordinating die, which does help. It does help, but also I'm going to, I think I'll stack it probably just once or twice, because I want that thickness, but I like how it just gives it some more durability, and I think I'm going to need just a little bit of durability for what I want to do next. Okay, and there is our little hello friend. It's so sweet. Okay, I'll go ahead and I'm going to do 2 additional, and again, using every itty bitty piece that I can. It's a little puzzle piece just to see how much you can utilize. And then we'll stack those up, and then we're going to really see this card come to life. Okay, now same thing. I'm just going to stack my dies and, or my die cuts, if you will, and we'll get them really nice and thick. And in this case, as you can see, with just kind of the delicacy of this whole piece, it's kind of flimsy, right? Just because of the nature of the design and the size, so many factors. But adding a couple layers is going to just really, really get that really nice and, here we go, strong, very strong. Okay. And last one. So again, these were 4 layers. This is 3, but because I'm going to be layering it on top of that, we already have so much height and dimension. I just wanted 1 less. Okay, that looks so fun. These are done. We're going to let that sit for a minute, and I'm going to pull some embossing folders because I think we're going to keep the background super simple, but I want to also have a little bit of visual interest on the background panel. Okay, let's move these up, and I pulled this beautiful, it's one of my favorite embossing folders that I have, and it's gorgeous. It's made by Spellbinders. Is it called Geometric? I cannot remember the name, but it will absolutely be down in the description box below. I'm also going to just bring in an 80-pound panel of cardstock, and this is at A2 size, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. But before I emboss it, what I want to do is I'm going to take 1/4 inch off each side, because, so if that's 4 1/4, we want that at 4, because I just want it a slight, just a slightly smaller. So if this is 5 1/2, we're going to do 5 1/4. I want it slightly smaller than my card. I like that look. And I want to do this first just because I like my panel to be trimmed down before I emboss it, because I don't want to ruin or press too hard into my embossed panel once it's done, right? I want it just to stay really, really nice and fresh and not accidentally ruin it when putting it through a paper trimmer. Okay, so because this has definitive lines on it, I'm going to take my time and line that up really nice. Oops, sorry, that was. So what I'm saying here is, because we have, you know, some right angles here, I just want to make sure that I line my card up super nice. That looks really good to me. And then I'll send that through. Now I'm going to go and put this through my Spellbinders Platinum 6 because I like to emboss over there. So I'm going to go ahead and just run that through really quick, and then I'll bring this back and reveal it. And, oh, so good every time. It is so good every time. How pretty. Isn't that gorgeous? Linked below. It's so pretty. I love it. It's just a really stunning look. Okay, so now I think, because it's subtle, right? But then there's just something there on the backdrop. I think that'll be super nice. So now well, let's get some foam tape on here, and then let's build, I like to build my cards from the ground up. So I'm gonna get the card base all ready. Let's get some foam tape, and now it's just putting it all together. This is the easy part. Okay, so now I have 110-pound cardstock, and I have that at 11 by 4 1/4. Half of 11 is 5 1/2, so that's where I will place my score mark, and that will give us a nice center fold for our A2 top folding card. Okay, looks really good. So nice. Let me set this to the side and grab my bone folder and really get that pressed in. So beautiful. Okay, now we can do our lovely foam tape, and you'll see how that's just slightly smaller. I love that. Slightly smaller. I love that look. Okay, let's flip this over. I'm going to grab my non-stick scissors, and let's put some foam tape on the back. I love any opportunity to get a little height and a little differentiation. So pretty. Okay, 1 and 2 and 3. I love the colors in this card so much so far because, well, really it's just a nice mint, but how fresh for a nice wintry January card. Even though we have some florals here, I think I love a good mint color during the winter. It's so refreshing, especially paired with a gold. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my card, stick a magnet there, and center that and lay it down. Probably could have done just a tad better on that, but that's okay. Okay, so then I have my beautiful card with my panel. Okay, now is where we really see some fun. So I am thinking I really like, oh, that's so pretty. This is way too fun. Okay, let's do, oh, okay. Sorry. I'm not pre-planning anything just because I'm really having fun with just seeing where it's going to take me. Just opening up a stamp set and just running with it. That is way too pretty. Okay, I'm going to try to shield from the lights. Oh my goodness, that's my final answer. That is so pretty. That's so pretty. And then we may add a little sequins because that's so fun. You could also do center. I really like this. I think that's so nice. So I'm going to decide. I think that's pretty. That's my final answer. So I'm going to, let me grab some tweezers and let's move all of this to the side. I'm going to bring this little friend out. No pun because it says hello friend. And I'm going to, actually I'm going to need another pair. And I'm just going to leave that in place. That way I can have something to base my arrangement off of. I'm going to get some glue here. You could add foam tape, but honestly the dimension is being taken care of. It's there. And there's also something so beautiful about a stacked die and just placed right on a panel. It's so pretty. That is there. That looks great. Okay. I love that natural shape of more of a rectangle. I think it's so just beautiful. Okay, adding more glue. Really, honestly, quite a simple card. If I wasn't chit-chatting with you, you know, it really wouldn't take long at all. That is just so fun how that kind of interconnects like that. Okay. And you know what? You could do the same idea and color with it. This is why I like the liquid glue. You can just kind of fiddle and just wiggle, fiddle and wiggle until you like where it is. Okay, I'm gonna let that set. I love it. Okay, while that's setting, I will grab some sequins just to play around, and then we'll just finish this up. Okay, so let's do, I'm trying to decide if I want to put, it may be wise to put just a little foam on the back of the middle part. That way it just doesn't bow. I think I might just to protect it because I think that will be the right dimension, and I can always take it off. Actually, I'm going to need to trim that. I can always take it off if I find that it indeed is not the right height. But I think it'd be wise to put maybe one here. And actually, because that's skinnier, I'm going to put that here. And then one here. Let's see, did that? Oh, yes. I think that was the right call. Okay, let's do that. Grab our tweezers. And I'm just going to, let me remove these. I'm going to add liquid glue, but what I'll do is, of course, I don't really know exactly where the connection's going to be made, right, on the die cut. Obviously the sides will, but I'm just going to kind of add it all over, and then wherever it makes a connection, it will make a connection and be glued, and wherever it does not, it will just dry. So, and I love the F in the friend. I'm gonna move that up just a little bit. I love how that takes on a lot of space in there. That is so pretty. I think that's there. Wow, I love that. Okay, I did pull some of this, is this Peach Aura? I cannot remember. Now, I'm not convinced I'm gonna do this, but what I'm thinking is, would it be pretty if we grab just the smallest and we put it in the middle of these little flowers? Would that be pretty? I'm kind of thinking it would. Oh, I kind of like that, actually. You know, I surprised myself because I was thinking as I pulled it, I was like, no, this isn't going to be where you want to take this card, but I think I will. I think that's pretty. Okay, so without, still gorgeous. And with, I think, especially this peach color, it really takes on a golden tone, so I think it really pulls and coordinates well with that gold embossing powder, but I like it, so I'm gonna do it. So skip it if it's not your thing, but I'm loving that. So let's do, I'm gonna switch hands there. Let's do a little bit of glue and just place that down. Oh, that's pretty. It just adds a little something. There's another one. Okay, you know, I actually thought that that was pretty simple and easy in terms of card design and a card build. I love it. I think the silent star of the show is the stacked die cuts. I think that that just adds a level to this card that makes it just so visually interesting. I love that. I love it. I think it's pretty. And of course, given that we use the same color cardstock, obviously, on those bottom layers, it just is so, so gorgeous. I love it. This was so fun. This is a very fun first card for this Stamp and Die monthly kit. I love it. So all the details will be linked down in the description box below this video. Please be sure to give this a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. And I will also be linking all of the other materials that I used to bring this together down in that description box as well. I hope you enjoyed this. I cannot wait to see what is going to be in store in the months ahead for this Stamp and Die set. I love it. I think it's just going to be such a fun challenge too. I love opening up a little Stamp and Die that I have not seen, and I love just to see where it goes. Quite honestly, I was thinking this was going to go in a completely different direction, and I am just thrilled with the final look. All right, everyone, I can't wait to see you next month when we open up February's, and I'll see you all in the next video.